The Trackless MT7 was carefully designed for ease of serviceability and repair. Many customers have told us that they have never seen a piece of equipment so carefully thought out. Tech support and parts supply through our distribution network are also a high priority at Trackless. All parts orders received by Trackless before 1:30 p.m. are shipped the same day. Order fill rate is over 99%. If engine parts are required, John Deere has over 4,800 locations worldwide, 2,950 of which are located in North America. Parts can be ordered online through jdparts.deere.com if you prefer, and delivery is usually next day. Authorized Trackless dealership technicians work with the Trackless tech support team to ensure your Trackless equipment is back up and running as quickly as possible, should there be an issue. Trackless offers a free in-depth training school for as many technicians as you would like to send to the factory, and this offer is valid for as long as you own a piece of our equipment. Some municipalities send several technicians every year in order to continually increase their knowledge in some of the tractor's more complex operating systems. Left and right side panels, rear panel grille, and the hood all lift off within a couple minutes and without the use of any tools. The hood is now aluminum, thus making it lighter for lifting. Although the side panels lift off quickly, there are hinged side doors for daily maintenance, oil checks, and access to the block heater and the battery disconnect switch. The side cab panel is removable without the use of any tools. All panels and the entire cab, including the door, are constructed of steel to withstand bumping and scraping objects such as poles, fences, and buildings. It is much easier, quicker, and less expensive to hammer out a dent here and there than it is to purchase a new panel that is produced from a non-metallic material such as plastic. There are far less hydraulic hoses and wiring harnesses inside the cab than our prior model MT6 tractor. The overhead switch panel is hinged to allow a technician to hinge it down in front of them, making it very easy to work on. A dry change hydraulic oil filter is a canister-type cartridge mounted at the highest point on top of the hydraulic oil reservoir. This allows the technician to change the filter in a matter of minutes without having to drain any oil. This is far quicker than having to drain oil, remove and replace a spin-on oil filter, refill with new oil, and clean up the mess afterward. Multiplex communication with controllers eliminates 75% of the wiring from our previous MT6 model. Switches are in banks and are simple plug and play. Remove the communication cable and the entire switch bank pops out easily. Onboard diagnostics continuously monitors all systems and notifies the operator or technician on the digital screen. The touchscreen allows the technician access to the onboard diagnostic screens to check all systems, including the engine ECU, without having to plug in a laptop. Everything that is required is on board. The MT7 and all previous model Trackless tractors have a shift lever in the cab which can be shifted into neutral to disconnect the drivetrain so that the tractor can be towed. This is very important because vehicles with a hydrostatic transmission cannot be towed unless the drivetrain is disconnected by way of a mechanical neutral. The drive shafts are removed or the hydrostatic transmission itself is dealt with by turning a tap, moving a lever, etc. If someone forgets to do this, it can cost up to $10,000 in repairs. However, with a neutral lever inside the cab, no one would ever think to tow the tractor without placing it in neutral first. No different than a person would do when towing a car or pickup. If at some point in the future a technician has to remove the heater under the dash, there are no duct hoses to disconnect. The dash in the MT7 has a plenum that sits on the heater. In a matter of minutes, the dash can be simply lifted off, exposing the heater. The MT7 can be split in half and separated without removing any hydraulic hoses that cross the articulation joint. Air breather access is easier than ever before. The breather element is much larger than our previous model tractor and will greatly increase element life. The pre-cleaner automatically disconnects from the air breather when the top hood is lifted. An automatic reversing engine fan reverses direction every few minutes to clean debris such as grass clippings and dirt in the summer and salt in the winter. However, if the radiator or oil cooler needs to be cleaned, the rear grille lifts off in seconds, even when a rear sander is attached. Removing a hydrostatic transmission or a PTO clutch is very simple on the MT7. If the clutch needs to be removed sometime in the distant future, the front plate on the rear frame can be unbolted and moved forward to allow the clutch to come far enough forward to allow lifting out from the top. The engine does not have to be unbolted or moved to remove the clutch. To avoid someone accidentally putting fuel into the hydraulic oil reservoir, locking tabs are provided on the oil tank cap so that a padlock can be installed. All glass is flat, so you have the option of purchasing a replacement window locally. Curved glass, especially if having to come from Europe or Asia, can be extremely expensive and take much longer to receive, thereby making the tractor inoperative.